Now, we all have our definitions of what a good fight card is, but I'm going to tell you guys one thing. When you take a look at a fight card and the fight card has this right here, look at that. Submission, submission, KO, TKO, KO, TKO. And then you've got submission, KO, TKO, KO, TKO, KO, TKO, KO, TKO, KO, TKO. You know it is a pretty goddamn good fight card because every single fight on this card ended with beautiful stoppages. What a fight card, man. What a beautiful fight card. Now, there are a few fights in here that definitely was of interest to me. We had the Ultimate Fighter 30, which was, we had two finalists, Juliana Miller versus Brogan Walker, and Mohammed Usman versus Zach Pauga. I believe I said those names correctly. I believe I said those names correctly. Let me know in the comment section if I butchered any of those names. So, Juliana Miller versus Brogan Walker. That is a fight that I actually didn't watch. I didn't watch the whole entire thing, so I really can't comment on the whole thing, but I did catch the finish. It was a really good finish. I'm going to have to go back again and check it out, but I did catch the whole Mohammed Usman versus Zach Pauga. I believe that's, again, how you say this man's last name. I am sorry if I am butchering it. In this fight, man, what you see is it's just your classic heavyweights, classic heavyweights. Zach seemed to have more technique, seemed to have more speed. Just overall, he just seemed to be the more skilled fighter. But Mohammed Usman, big, strong, powerful, very athletic. Winging shots the whole entire time, not really throwing jabs, not really setting anything up, just exploding into his techniques. And so it's kind of looking like the more skilled fighter was going to win. And then out of nowhere, in round number 2, Mohammed Usman, the first clean, short strike that he throws, renders his opponent completely unconscious. Just boom, beautiful left hook counter as his opponent was entering the pocket, floors Zach. And that's it. Fight over. Mohammed Usman follows up with a few hammer fists, which was completely unnecessary. It just wasn't really needed. But got him out of there. And with that, he won the Ultimate Fighter in the heavyweight division. Really, really good story for this man. For some reason, I never heard that he had lost a child, which when I heard it during the broadcast, it really hit me because they said his child died at the age of 2. Like, man, I got a 2-year-old kid. You know what I mean? I got a 2-year-old daughter. And anytime I hear something like that, like it hits me a little bit differently, man. It probably hits me more than it hits other people. Like, I'm pretty sure you can relate, even if not relate, but you can understand, how painful it would be to lose a child, even if you don't have a child. But like, more for anybody that has a child. If you have a kid, man, and you hear about someone that lost their own child, that shit is heartbreaking because you just sit there thinking, God damn, man, like, what if it's me? Especially now that I'm like thinking about all this crazy shit all the time. But that's besides the point. Really good moment for Muhammad. His brother was, of course, right there watching him perform. His brother being Kamaru Usman, the welterweight champion. And looking forward to seeing how he performs moving forward. I personally would really love to see him clean things up in the heavyweight division. In that weight class, everybody is strong, everyone has power, everyone is explosive, everyone's dangerous. The fighters that stay on top in the heavyweight division are fighters that can go beyond that, fighters that are technical, fighters that focus on very good technique, having sound technique, being skillful as opposed to just looking to be super explosive and super powerful. So hoping that, working with his brother, working with those intelligent coaches that they have in the intelligent team they have around him, hopefully they can build this man up a little bit better. He is, 33 years old? He's got time, especially in the heavyweight division. It's one of those weight classes where you can still be successful even when you're older. I mean, DC didn't even get into MMA until the age of 33. I believe that's correct. So it's a pretty good, it's a very good weight class for him to start developing more. So congratulations to Mohammed Usman. Really, really good work there. Next up, fight I want to talk about next is in the welterweight division, Jeff Neal versus Vicente Luque. This is one of those fights going in that you just knew there was going to be a finish 100%. You just knew it because these two men, they always come to fight. They have a very complementary style of fighting. When you take a look at the way they compete, they complement each other very well, is the point that I am trying to make. You know, Vicente Luque always loves moving forward. Jeff Neal also loves to move forward, loves to be aggressive. Both of them very good strikers. Going into this, I believe Vicente Luque was the favorite. He has been renowned as a very tough guy, a guy with very good striking, very good boxing. For a long time, people were actually considering him to be one of the better boxers in the welterweight division. And tonight, that was not the case at all. Jeff Neal outstruck this man from belt to belt. The moment the referee said go, Jeff Neal, from that southpaw, was just landing straight lefts after straight lefts. His timing was beautiful. Really good accuracy. Very good setups as well. He was intercepting Vicente Luque very well. He was doing it in a very good way also by moving his head off the center line as he fires off the left hand. He threw that left hand multiple different ways. Sometimes full power, other times focusing mostly on speed. Other times he almost threw it like a jab, like a paw-in strike. Sometimes he would actually double up on the left hand. I mean, he had so many different variations of the same exact strike. And Vicente Luque, on the other hand, wasn't really moving his head often. I mean, it was so glaring in this fight that he just was not really moving his head. And that cost him, man. He got dropped. He got sat down multiple times in round number one. We actually thought that he was going to end up getting finished in the first round, but he somehow survived round number one. Round number two, Jeff Neal kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit. He says that he always does that to kind of give himself a little bit more time to recover. But then round number three, Jeff Neal got right back to it. He got right back to it. Aggressive, beautiful left hands. And at one point, he landed a really, really big one. Vicente Luque on death's door, followed him to the cage, pinned him against the cage. A barrage of uppercuts from the left side. Eventually landed one more left cross that sat down Vicente Luque, face down to the canvas, fight over. Beautiful performance, man. Absolutely beautiful performance. It's the kind of performance that really gets people paying attention to you. It really does. And now he's asking for Gilbert Burns. During his fight interview, they asked him, hey, who do you want to fight next? And he says, I want to get in there with Gilbert Burns, which I think is going to be a very good fight. I think it's going to be a more challenging fight because Gilbert Burns is someone who is just as powerful, but he's also someone with a very, very interesting skill set. A very interesting skill set that has been known to be a really good counter to the striker, and that is grappling. Gilbert Burns is a very good grappler, one of the absolute best jiu-jitsu athletes in the world of jiu-jitsu, not just in MMA, in the world of jiu-jitsu. So if he does end up getting that fight against Gilbert Burns, it's going to be a really interesting one. It's going to be a fight he's going to have to be ready for, like really, really ready for on all fronts. And it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Next up is the main event. The main reason everybody is here, which is Thiago Santos versus Jamahal Hill. You can already see exactly what happened. Jamahal Hill stopped Thiago Santos. Honestly, this is one of those fights that, in my opinion, is very difficult to describe exactly what happened round by round. It's one of those fights that was so good that you just got to go back and watch it for yourself. Like, to sum it all up, I would just say that it was, at first, in the first few rounds, it was Jamahal Hill moving forward, looking for Thiago Santos. And Thiago Santos has always done this. He does this a lot in his fights where he retreats, he backs up. He looks for his leg kicks. He looks to walk opponents into his shots. You know, he did that very, very well against John Jones as well, which is why he was able to extend John Jones for a really long time. And so Jamahal spent a vast majority of the fight just pretty much walking him down, trying to find clean shots, having issues finding clean shots. And then Thiago Santos really surprised everyone by wrestling. Like, he had a very, very, very wrestle heavy game plan in this fight. And I'm talking like knee taps, single legs, double legs, pinning him against the cage, trying to use the cage to drag him to the ground. I mean, he clearly had a lot of respect for Jamahal Hill's striking in this weight class, and for very good reason, because, well, in round number 4, Jamahal Hill rocked him. After they had already exchanged a bunch of shots, both of them damaged, both of them already tired. I mean, Jamahal was really, really about to be done in terms of cardio. I mean, that man looked absolutely exhausted. Both of them looked absolutely exhausted. They looked so tired, it had you wondering, like, how are these two guys gonna even make it out for the 5th round with how tired they were? But, a funny thing happens when you rock a man. A very interesting thing happens. You generally get a second wind. That adrenaline rushes through your body like electricity, and woo, all of a sudden you get that second wind, and boom, that's exactly what happened. Jamahal Hill rocks him and gets a second win, and he pours every last cardio he has into the finish. I mean, he literally banked on finishing Thiago Santos in that moment. Like, if he would have not finished Thiago Santos, that would have been bad for him. He would have probably been falling over just from being exhausted, because he emptied the gas tank. Whatever else was left, he emptied it. And it paid off. It paid off. Thiago Santos did everything in his power to recover, and Herb Dean as well, who was the referee, gave him all the time in the world, to recover, but he just was not able to. And he ended up stopping the fight. And there you have it. Solid fight card. Like I said, every single fight here was a finish. All of them. We got submissions, and we also got TKOs and KOs. It was a brilliant fight card. Really, really enjoyable. One of the better ones that I have honestly seen. And if you missed the fight card and you have an ESPN Plus account, definitely go check it out. Go rewatch the whole thing. There was no dull moment. You're going to enjoy it from bell to bell. And that's going to be that. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about the fight card. Did you enjoy the whole thing? Did you not enjoy the whole thing? If you didn't enjoy the whole thing, what's wrong with you? I'm going to ask you that. But that's it. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new one. As always, stay safe. Good night, boys. Have a good one.